Hello, 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 hello. Happy Good Friday, everybody,
Thank you, Jesus.
for paying all the price for us. Yes, hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment with Agape and Akin on our 90-day success challenge. Um, Today, we actually wanted to share with you guys our morning routine and its impact on our success journey. So for those of you who are joining us live, thank you and welcome and happy Good Friday to you. This is Agape and Akin. For those who are just meeting us for the first time, we are digital entrepreneurs. We live in Airdrie, Alberta, here in Canada with our 3 children. And, we help everyday people like ourselves to earn a living online.
And build a business.
Yeah. So we are sharing over the next couple of months here, coming on to just share our journey with you guys, share what helps us to find success, help us to build our business, help us to build our lives, and, raise our family and stuff like that. So just everything that we know and we do, we want to be able to share it with all our followers and people who know and love us, and who we love to.
So thank you for joining us on Facebook. Thank you for joining us on TikTok. And thank you for joining us on Instagram.
Yeah. So let us know where you're tuning in from. Like we said, we are in Canada. We're in Alberta. So let us know where you're tuning in from. And we'll get right to it. So our morning routine. We had to learn over time that, in order to be successful in anything, you have to have a routine. Period, right? And so we looked at, okay, we're parents raising 3 growing kids. How can we successfully do that, and have such an impact in our kids' lives, build a business, build a relationship with ourselves as a couple, and just have a well-rounded and fulfilled life? It had to come with putting routines together. And so our morning routine was one of the things that we had to really hone in on and, help us to find success in everything that we did. So we'll share what we do.
Because at the end of the day, when we get to the level we want to get to, who would we have become? How do we relate? When you go to maybe a minister's office, or if you are called to give a speech somewhere, how do you relate? What have you learned, or what can you share to other people?
Yeah. So for us, first things first, of course, we wake up in the morning. we don't really we started to use the alarm system because there was a time I was like, well, we don't work 9 to 5 anymore, so we don't live by alarms and everything. But we realized that if we didn't actually go back to our alarm system, we wouldn't keep up with some of the routines that we had created for ourselves, right? Yes. And so we, of course, wake up. I wake up earlier than Akin does. So I wake up at 6 a.m. And then, so I would say 70% of the time, I wake up earlier than him. So whoever wakes up last lays the bed. So if I wake up last, then I lay the bed, and if Akin wakes up last, he lays the bed. So our very first thing that we do after we get up and say our thank you, Jesus, when we wake up, for a brand new day, is to lay our bed. So first things first, we lay our bed, right? And then the next thing, we get into this routine called the life savers. Okay, so we learned this about 3 years ago.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, I would say 3 years ago now is when we first learned about the lifesavers from Al Helrod. So we, did I say that right? Yes, I did. So we read a book called The Miracle Morning, What the Successful People Do Before 8 a.m., right? And so we thought, oh, okay, this is a good one to practice. It was tough in the beginning, but now it has become like our routine, right? Yeah. It has become a routine that we don't like to miss, because anytime we miss doing our savers every day, we can feel it. We can feel that, okay, whatever, things
Everything
don't go.
just keeps going
Yeah,
wrong,
everything
going
just
the other side.
Yeah, going the other side. So once again, this is our morning routine, the lifesavers. Now, of course, the S stands for silence, the A for affirmation, the V for visualization, the E for exercise, the R for read, and the S for scribe. So scribe basically means you're writing things down. So either you're writing down your goals for the day or you're writing down your gratitude. So I usually would write down my gratitude. What are the things that I'm grateful for each day? So we'll sort of quickly go through each of these and let you know how we do it. So what is recommended in the book really is to put aside an hour for this routine. Okay. Now we know that not everybody has an hour. Okay. When we first started this, we were still working 9 to 5. We're still working full time. And so sometimes you maybe wake up late and you're like, oh my goodness, I want to rush out. But I always remember something that Hal talked about in the book and said, if you're a busy professional or a busy person, or you're traveling or you're always on the go, you could actually do your savers for 6 minutes. Well, I put up 9, 6, 6 minutes, right? You spend a minute on each of the segments. So a minute of silence, a minute of affirmation. And affirmation basically is just saying out the things that
positive
you want, positive things
yourself.
that you want about yourself, over yourself and stuff. And then you take another minute to visualize, just your future self and what you would like to see for yourself happen, right? And then you do about a minute of jumping jacks or squats or whatever it is. I used to do jumping jacks because they would wake me up like that. And then you read like maybe a page of the book that you're reading for 1 minute, and then you write down, even if it's 5 things you're grateful for or 2 things you're grateful for, whatever it is you can write within the 1 minute period, you write that and boom, you're out. So, but we like to now give an hour to this because it just, over time, when something works for you and makes you feel good and you see that it contributes to your success, of course you want to keep doing it and improving on it, right? And so
so basically in that book they did like a research and find that these are the things that the successful people do every morning. They just don't wake up and go.
They take charge
of their morning, even as Christians, many of us, we pray early in the morning. There's room for that, which is really good. You want good things to happen for you, even if that good thing didn't really happen. Maybe it happens later, or what you didn't want to happen happens. You are still gonna be okay because you have taken a moment to commit your day, or to visualize your day, or to express how you want your day to go. So that book really helps us to narrow it down to this lifestyle that we now live every morning. Who does not want to be successful? If you want to be successful, what is your morning routine? You can share in the comment section. Let us know what is working best for you.
And so first things first, silence. Now, a lot of people, do not like. Silence is the one thing that so many of us are uncomfortable with. And even for me too, I'm like, okay, I just keep quiet. I say nothing. Like, this is, and all kinds of things are going on in my mind.
All the thoughts are flying in.
Exactly. But over time, you learn to silence yourself, to silence your spirit, to silence your mind, and just put away the noise. So I would say in the beginning, maybe start with 1 minute. And then build up to around 5 minutes, right? Like I try to. So right now I'm good with 5 minutes. Anything more than 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't know. There's thoughts, there are things to attend to.
Especially in the mornings and the kids are awake, start hearing footsteps. Oh, give me that.
Yeah. So you want to start very like small and then build up. So like I said, I started with 1 minute, and that 1 minute, it took me a while to get to 1 minute. I would do maybe like 30 seconds and I'm like, okay, phew, I made it through that. But then the more you train your mind and your spirit to do something, the easier it gets, right? So silence for 1 minute just looks something, at least for us, well, for me, I would say, it looks like I'm just like silent. I'm not singing, I'm not praying, I'm just silent. I'm like, I'm in space right now. I'm just not giving into any thought, right? So that helps me just, like I said, 1 minute is like 1 minute, but then now I have been able to build up to 5 minutes, right? So that's good.
So
Yeah.
a benefit from silence would be, we all go through life every day. We are busy. For me, I find that being silent for a moment brings ideas,
Yes.
clarity. Something just pops up. So during the course of the day, I look into that thing, that keyword or that idea or something, or maybe a name or maybe a transaction, something just pops up so that I'll look into that during the day.
Yeah, I wanted to just quickly give a few shout outs to people who are joining us. So, hey, Kaylee, hey, Bims. Hi, Lyle. Hi, Kemi. I think that's Kemi. Hi, Donna Marie. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Today, we're just sharing with you guys what our morning routine is and how it has impacted our success.
So, what's your favorite morning routine?
Put it in the comments below. Yeah, so the next one is affirmation and visualization. So, affirmation for us just is, so we've written down things that we want to, say over ourselves, things that we want, things that we believe can happen for us. In the beginning, when we started getting into affirmations, it was like we were saying things that other people were writing down. And for us, it wasn't that true. And so after a while of reciting that, it becomes very, do I really believe this thing? So what Hal teaches you is to sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is it about me? Like, what do I want, right? So you write down what you want to see. It may not be something happening right now. Of course, it is never something happening right now, but something that you hope to happen for you. So you write those things down and then you start to say them over and over to yourself every single day. So I have a list of things that I want for myself in my business, in my health, in my marriage, with my children. So I have lists, right? So I say those things over and over to myself every single day. And so for that segment of affirmation, I also put between 5 to 7 minutes, right? So that I can take my time to say it and really feel myself saying it. And then that takes us to visualization.
I really love this one because over time I've learned from one of our mentors how to actually really, really visualize. So when I wake up, which is a newer practice for me now, like getting deeper. So if I say, okay, I want, say, maybe a car or a house, or I want to close this deal or something. So the visualization has a layer upon layer, or I stack it up, stacking it in the sense that, if I want to have a meeting with someone, what clothes am I going to wear? What's my opening statement? What response do I want from that person? If the conversation changes in this direction, what will I say? What resources will I need to go further in the conversation? How do I want the conversation to end? What is the so I just keep going on and on, going deeper and stacking it. So after the meeting, where will I go? What would I have for lunch? What conversation will I stay up? Or what movie do I want to see? Do I want to have it now? So I just do all of that, for everything, depending on the day. What's for today? It also revolves around what's my to do today.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, and the next one is exercise.
I love who that. Who loves exercise? In the comments, please, in the comments, who loves exercise?
Me. Yeah. Okay. This one excites me because for the first time ever, I've been able to actually consistently exercise for, I think this is my 9th week that I haven't missed a day. Yay! So that really, and I had to build up to this. I had to build up to this point because when you're very busy and you have growing kids and everything, exercise usually,
and 40 plus,
and exactly, and you're over 40, exercise mostly is always on the back burner, right? You're just like, you know what, I'll get to it. I'll do it before I sleep. Oh yeah, I'll do some stretching before I sleep. And this was my excuse for the longest time. But I said to myself, you know what, you've been able to be successful in all other areas of your life. Why don't you put the same effort of putting this as one of your important pieces in your life, so that, and then commit to it, right? And so I was like, okay, you know what? I brought out, actually, I have my small notebook, And so I sat down one day and I said, okay, I'm going to write a program for myself. So I wrote a program for myself on the different workouts that I'm going to be doing every single day. And I have kept that now for 9 wonderful weeks. And of course, I'm happy, just with the fact that I've been doing that. And so another thing I did though, isn't just to say, oh, I got this, is I got an accountability partner as well. Somebody who was also working out at the same. She saw me post on my stories one day and she was like, oh, I also started a program. I also want to make sure that I keep this and I'm committed to it. Do you want us to be accountability buddies? And I was like, of course. And so last week, no, today is what, Friday. On Tuesday, I reached out to her. I was like, this week has been really hard. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's been tough for me to just get up and do my workouts. Of course, I get up and dress up in my workout clothes, and the next thing I'm like, let me do this, let me do that, let me do that. And then almost towards the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I have to get my workout in.
That's why it's called morning routine.
Yeah.
Before you know it, time is gone.
Time is gone, But exercise is one of it. Now, for your 1 hour, like I said, if you're doing 6 minutes, 1 minute jumping jacks or squats or whatever you can do in 1 minute. But for me, in my workout, my miracle morning, I put 10 minutes for my lifesavers. So 10 minutes, I did that for the longest time. But this 9 weeks I'm talking about, my workouts have actually gone from 20 minutes to 45 minutes. So right now I'm picking up 45 minutes of, the different workouts that I do. Sometimes I do cardio mixed with, strength. I do strength. I do all of the different things, Pilates, whatever. So, that is the thing. So you have to actually sit down and figure out, okay, how much time do I have? And what can I do with it? So if it's just 30 minutes, for instance, you say, let's say 5 minutes of silence, 5 minutes of affirmation, 5 minutes of visualization, that's 15. Then maybe 5 minutes of exercise, 10 minutes of reading, and 5 minutes of scribing, right? So you can always just say, okay, this is how design your own perfect lifesavers.
And if you don't like exercise, raise up your hand. If you don't like exercise, let us know.
Are you raising your hand for that category?
No, I'm not. But I love to walk. I love nature. Yeah. I love mornings. Being outdoor. First thing I do, I open the door and I look at the sun or the sky or the snow or the rain. I love that. Yeah. And I go for my, nature walks. I really, really love that. So
yeah. So next,
if you can't do so much exercise, go for a short walk.
Yeah.
Maybe during, if you are in the office, which is what I also do with one of my colleagues, and we just walk during our lunchtime. We walk around the neighborhood. And
that was years ago. So the next
years ago.
The next on the list of lifesavers is reading. So this is my own current book. The Miracle Equation is what I'm reading currently. So like I said, whatever time, and then for Akin, his is You Were Born Rich
by Bob Proctor.
So that's the books we're reading right now for our Miracle Morning. So of course, you can always read any time of the day, but because it is part of your miracle morning, even if you have accounted for 10 minutes to assign to reading, so I put on an alarm. I always use my timer for all of my savers so that I keep to time, and then I'm able to get to the next thing, which is, of course, getting the kids ready for school. And then, once they're off to school, we have breakfast and all that. And then we come to the office, spend our maybe, 2-3 hours in the office, and then we go do other things, right? So I always use a timer, because if you don't use a timer, you almost run out of time on each segment. So Miracle Morning, the Miracle Equation is what I'm reading right now. Akin is reading You Were Born Rich. And then the last on the list is scribing. So like I mentioned, scribing is just writing down things, right? So scribe, you write.
Here's your notes.
Oh my gosh, I have 5 different notebooks that I write different things, segments of my life in. So you just either spend time writing down your goals for the day, your to-do list.
Yep.
Which we are very big on. If I know I want to get anything done, I better write it down and, mark it as I complete them. Or you write down what you're grateful for. Yeah. So another good way is that if I've already done my to-do list, maybe the day before,
Right.
written down. Then I write what I'm grateful for.
That one is
Yeah.
very,
Very,
important,
very
because
important.
it
Yeah.
makes you look inward. It makes you appreciate what you have, where you are, and what's happening around you.
Yeah.
You know, because guess what? Doing this morning routine, you don't have a boss or a manager chasing after you to do this. This is for you.
It's for you.
It's for you, and it brings peace. You know. So
Yeah, so that's it. We hope that we have inspired you a little bit with our morning routine. This is what helps us to find success, in everything that we do, because already we've taken care of us, we've taken care of our spirits, we've taken care of our souls, right? And so
and
the mind. So when we go out there to face the world, we're not mean, we're not snappy, we're not,
not driving rough.
we are not driving rough. We're
not
okay.
harsh to
Exactly.
anybody.
We're kind,
Yes.
and yeah. So that's it from us today. We'll be here again tomorrow. We hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Have a great Good Friday. And yeah, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye TikTok. Bye Instagram. Bye Facebook.